Hello and welcome. Rahul, you're watching my Facebook page on my YouTube channel Orkma Talks, and if you're watching me consistently, welcome back to my channel. I always come up with new ideas and try to inform you of latest development, whatever is happening in real world, because I strongly believe that if you have a strong capacity, mindset that you want to improve yourself, mindset that you want to make your life beautiful, make better livelihood. So it is important that you listen to good people and you listen to those people who are trying to hone our skills, trying to make us better. Because when you resonate with the higher frequency and higher standard knowledge, what will happen? It will transform your visibility, it will transform your perspective altogether. Because you want to be someone special, you want to distinguish yourself in your fraternity, in your community, because until unless you don't stand for yourself, nobody is going to improve your life. It's you who have to improve his own life. So everything is dependent on you. But what happens when you dive into unknown? You get intimidated. It happens especially to all the people who embark on a journey, especially if the area is not explored earlier. They get frightened, and that is why sometimes it would be essential to learn from the footsteps of all those people who have walked that path already. That is why for inspiration we try to learn others' biography. We try to learn others' book so that we can get more information about that kind of environment where we want to dive in, on that kind of arena where we want to make our own fortune. So it could be related to any business or any organization that you want to join, or any activity that you want to start. Especially if we talk about metaphysical, it is not a realm that you think of very easy, and only auster people, who are simple, can embark and can easily assimilate metaphysical ability. No, it is not true. Even the most unknown forces, and spiritual warfare happens in metaphysical realm. That is what you have to understand. And mainly it is the only axis and axle that can propel your success, that can prove that you are worthy of receiving more money. And once you will embark on a journey, you will understand that how important it plays a role in your life. Yeah, it would be difficult to go and explore the unknown realms of metaphysical. Yeah, it starts from simple awareness. You get aware of yourself. Then you start doing meditation, you try to focus on different things, and then you try to observe that thing, you contemplate, you introspect your own capabilities, and you learn why we are existing here, what is our essentiality, and how other forces are very subtly playing with you. What is the real meaning of awakening? You encounter that, and once you try to observe the universal system, it gets very intricate, it gets very spooky when you observe it deeply, and then you get frightened for some time. How to get out of that? You get frightened because an uneasiness happens. The forces on your mind, on your mental ability, works very intensely. The gravity that pulls you, that wanna turn you apart, and you get afraid of that. How to encounter all these problems? That is what I want to tell you. Yeah, you have to be grounded. You have to be someone who should have discernment abilities, incisive ability to discern everything, what to take steps, how to discern rationality, what is truth in physical world, and where the forces are playing in metaphysical world. You know, Deeply you have to connect both things. You have to create a subset in your mindset where to act rationally and where to observe with more intuitively. So that is what it will play a role. That is what you have to understand, how to distinguish it, how to be rational and how to be intuitive, how to discern everything, whatever is happening, how to be aware. Keeping yourself aware is the most and the main challenge in your life. If you want to be awake, Maybe at particular point of time you would be awake, but many forces play subtly to make you asleep once again. But how you can be awakened all the time? Yeah, it requires constant resilience. You have to show your guts and you have to be aware all the time. So if you want to exist in this realm, which is untouched by many people, but if you want to break the matrix and understand what is essential in your life to move ahead, you have to take bold steps. You have to be audacious enough to encounter all these things. Many times you have to play incisively because forces come from every dimension, spiritual dimensions, physical dimensions, from others, people, process and system, everywhere. Every artificial system, everywhere these forces permeate. And you have to awaken. You have to be awakened. Until unless you don't you hold your rationality, your incisiveness, how can you encounter all these problems? They play subtly, and the only thing that restricts them is the law and order of 3D world, that they have to follow some principles. Yeah, sometimes they bypass that, but you have the option to use an incisive mind to restrict them, to use your own discretion, everywhere where it could be internet, artificial gadgets, any application in your organization, people, how the forces can manipulate them, to provoke you, your hierarchy of your employment, they will try to impact everybody who is a cause in your life, who is a constant in your life, who is a tool in your life, because you have to make certain money and you're dependent, because you have to live in this system. You are the dance and you are the dancer as well. So you are the observer and you are being observed as well. In this term you have to think, and how to navigate your challenges. Yeah, these constraints come to make you aware of your own potential, to propel you in further in the higher dimension. This will take you in further higher dimension. Sometimes you have to be in curve and how to navigate the distance in a space, that you have to learn. How to hone your skills, how to become one of the best at whatever you do, in top 1%. If you want to become in that very category, you have to navigate all these challenges. And for that, your discernment ability, incisive application of mind, everything is required. The audacious nature, the guts, and the understanding to keep yourself grounded. Do not leave your behavior, your demeanor away. You have to conserve your mental peace as well. How to counteract this gravity, these forces, that you have to learn. Yeah, your memory muscles, your muscles of your brain, everybody has to be trained. It takes certain years. But once you will be a master of that, it becomes from a novice. And in novice stage, it happens that you fail. Not fail, but get learn. And you fall in that trap. The universe tests you and it gives you difficult tasks to overcome, to surmount, And once you'll climb the ladder, you will see how deeply it goes and how it takes you in upper dimension. And this is the reality of life. You have to understand exactly that until unless you're not fostering the foundation of your spiritual ascension, physical ascension is not giving you pleasure, is not meaningful in your life. Whatever quest you have, that won't be quenches, only being in 3D reality. You have to be in higher dimensions. You have to explore all your potential, why you have given this power, why you have given this life, and what is the meaning of life. From ages, people are talking about souls and all this metaphysical ability, but very few are able to explore it. But I'm telling you, once you'll dive into that non-physical dimension, and once you'll ascend there, your physical ascension will be accelerated. That is what you have to believe in. Because many forces are observing you And they're expecting from you that you change the reality, change the world around you. And you could be a catapult to change and propel the development in the world. Universe has certain aspiration from you. It expects that something better you can do. And if you will stand taller on that kind of thoughts, on that kind of expectation, you can certainly fulfill the greater purpose of the universe. You'll meet your own higher self and you'll understand how the universal system plays a bigger role in everyone's ascension, and how once you foster the positive forces in the world, the negativity, the darkness will fade away. The constraints that are keeping people from exploring new avenues, from exploring new technologies, which are creating more problems and hurdles here subtly on your mind, on your intellectual ability, how it can be dissipated, how the positive process can flow, the positive energy can flow so that you can manifest every dream in your physical reality. When rapid changes will take place, everything is coinciding on your ability to move this world with your greater faith, and determination. That is what you have to believe in. Yeah, I have been talking about metaphysical. It will not relate to you. Many people won't be able to understand what I'm talking about, but many people with their experience have known what I'm talking about, and many people have longing to understand all these things. So keep following me. You will get much more knowledge about it. Many a times I try to write on my Facebook page that if you'll go through all these articles, you'll understand that many deep talks happen there, and it will certainly illuminate your mindset. Let it happen. In physical world, in 3D world, how to find ascension. Yeah, if you are in a job, then you are getting certain emoluments, certain money as your salary. You have to save certain amount of money, and you have to invest that. And once you accumulate a larger amount, try to think how to invest that or how to use that money to make you an affluent person. Because if you want to be an affluent person, you have to think differently. You cannot leave your job altogether. I want to start a business. You don't have money, you don't have every resources, you don't have extra experience, and once you dive in that market, you fail there miserably, and it plunges you in darkness. That is why I don't want that kind of scenario for you. I just want to tell you that wherever you are, just try to foster a better foundation for yourself first of all, in your job or in your business. If you'll have a solid foundation, then only you can start bigger dreams, bigger project. Because having multitude of experience is important, and once you participate in an organization, it gives you experience. Many times you have to do tasks which are beyond your ability, but you learn that, you assimilate all that knowledge, all that tools that is required to solve that problem, and you solve that. You get access to many tools, you get access to your mental ability, how to use that and how to achieve tasks and targets. Later on, when you associate yourself with an organization, you learn that how to do marketing, how to do sales. And once you learn all this quality, you can start your own business. But prior to that, you should have enough experience, because many of all will happen. Roller coaster of emotions, roller coaster of success and failure will happen in your life. But you have to tackle all these things. If you will be ready, then only you can tackle all these things. Otherwise, you'll feel that something is stopping you, and which will be inexperience. Learning through experience is important. Yeah. If you want to be really wealthy, then business is the only way. But that doesn't mean that people working in as a professional or working in organization, they are not having mind. They're much more brilliant. Many of the people are more able than you. They're working with you even in lower position. There is only a subtle difference. Either they don't have a strong foundation, or they lack audacity to take risk. Everybody doesn't want risk. They want to mitigate that risk. They want to be in that very position where they feel comfortable. They don't want to get out of their couch. It happens. If they want to spend their life, let them go. But if you want to do differently, if you want to make your destination a beautiful destination, you have to take risk. But along with that, you should be able to execute all those required steps that is necessary to render that position in order to achieve something great. So that is why I want to tell you that go everywhere, wherever you'll be wanting to go. But if you are prepared enough, if you have that kind of resilience, if you have that kind of characteristics and character that suits that goal, you'll certainly be able to achieve that. And nobody can cast aspersion about your ability. You'll certainly be able to move yourself in that very dimension, very rapidly. And many times failure will come, but it will give you a lesson. And if you learn from that failure, and once again you'll have resilience, and you'll show that you can come up out of every situation, can act for yourself, you can certainly attain success. But previously I talked about metaphysical. If you can secure there, your mindset, your versatility will grow rapidly. Because what is necessary? Peace of mind, tranquility, and sometimes hustling, but being aware. If you're aware and hustling, exactly, observe from a back seat what I'm doing and what is necessary to execute the task. You become in an observer mode, and then you execute all the tasks. You enjoy doing everything. It propels you in better dimension and better milestone you'll be able to achieve. Nobody can cast aspersion about all these things. I have experienced it personally. I was in very bad condition, but I transformed my ability, because I knew that there is something that you have to learn. Being proactive, being positive, coming from a negative mindset. Yeah, every time you won't be in the same frequency. Many times time will change, but you have to learn from the situations. Once you will transform your ability, you'll certainly understand that how positivity fosters the old paradigms you have to leave, the new paradigm you have to accept, how to be in higher frequency, how to align your thought process, your frequency with the real divine frequency, where you can foster your growth as soon as possible. Thank you for listening to me.